Yo, it looks like a mutated zombie. And Zhongli's chin is Chi-Chi's... What is that? That is so creepy, man. Look at Chi-Chi's eyes blinking away. It's quite creepy. Hey, what is up guys? Gitarok here, welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Alright, today we're gonna test out two different weapons for both Zhongli and Xiao. And that's going to be none other than the Deathmatch. Alright, so I just gotten this weapon recently. I obtained it from the Battle Pass this month. And also another spear that I have, which is the Primordial Jade Winged Spear. Now, a lot of you might be telling me, yo, Gitarok, is there a need to compare them? Because obviously the 5-star weapon is going to be better, right? So why do you need to compare these two weapons? Now, here's the thing. Some of you guys watching this might be an F2P player, and you might never ever obtain the 5-star weapon. So it's more of not to show you which is better, but rather to show you how much difference will there be between these two weapons. Alright, I know the Deathmatch is going to be... I mean, even though this weapon is not like fully F2P weapon, but it's much more easily achievable or obtainable for a lot of players, right? Because if you buy the Battle Pass, you can select this weapon immediately. So yep, let's jump into it. We're gonna go do some testing. Alright, the best place for me to do this is to jump into this teleport right here. Okay, so there's a ruin guard nearby. So this is going to be difficult. We're gonna test a couple of things. Number one, we're gonna test Zhongli's resonance, right? Between the two weapons, and we're gonna test Zhongli's meteor. Now, obviously, right? When we compare these two weapons, besides looking at the stats, we also need to look at the abilities here itself. Now, this one makes a lot of sense for a support Zhongli, alright? Because you immediately get this regardless of there's two opponents nearby, or if there is less than two opponents nearby. Alright, that's going to dictate how many % you get in terms of the boost. Now, in terms of the Primordial Jade Winged Spear, you sort of need to hit the enemy. Alright, increase attack by 3.2% for 6 seconds, and it stacks 7 times, right? You need to be able to hit the enemy to stack a lot of damage. Now, obviously, this weapon makes sense for a main DPS, whereas this weapon makes sense for a support, because if you use the support Zhongli, okay, I'm still using my Zhongli as a support, sort of support DPS kind of role. You're not going to swap him in and hit the enemies, right? I'm just swapping him in, hold E to get the shield up, and basically just use the meteor. That's what I'm going to show you guys and demonstrate right here. Alright, I will need my ult, so I'm going to hold E. So right now we are using Deathmatch. Alright, 2-8 right there, 2-4. Was that a crit? 54,000. Alright, so we're gonna run away, we're gonna chill for a bit. Now we're gonna go back, we're gonna swap the weapon between the Deathmatch, swapping to the Primordial Jade Winged Spear. Boom. Okay, I also need to recharge my ult so that I can have my ult up again. So we're gonna compare those two side by side shortly after. Alright, we are back here, so just to prove to you guys that I'm using a Primordial Jade Winged Spear right there. So I think I will try without any stacks for now, and then we're gonna try with Primordial Jade Winged Spear's max stacks. Alright, let's hope that I crit. I really need to crit this. Alright, we did get crit. Okay, so straight up we saw that the Primordial Jade Winged Spear was able to give us more damage. The damage output was definitely higher right there, 61,000 if I'm not mistaken, versus 54, or was it 56,000? I can't remember exactly. But yeah, but now as you can see, the difference is not that huge. Like, I was expecting more of maybe a 10k damage difference, but it's more of like about 5 to 6,000. Now let's try Primordial Jade Winged Spear with max stacks, so that way we can see what's the max potential of the Primordial Jade Winged Spear. 7 stacks. Okay, that's going to be quite hard. I need to try to hit the enemy 7 times. Yeah, I think I got the max stacks right there. Alright, 66,000. Oh man. Oh man. So yeah, damage within yeah, so the damage comparison was for Deathmatch Zhongli versus Primordial Jade Winged Spear versus Primordial Jade Winged Spear with max stacks. As you can see, yeah, the disparity can be quite huge. Now obviously, if you are going like a more of a main DPS Zhongli, right? Where your Zhongli is gonna go like boom, 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 boom. Use your auto attacks. Of course, the Primordial Jade Winged Spear makes more sense because you're gonna get your max stacks much easier, right? But as you can see right there, if you are using your Zhongli more of a support role, right? Burst support kind of role where you swap him in, use the shield, and then just use the meteor and then swap him out to your main DPS. So I guess the Deathmatch is not too bad of a weapon. Overall, I would say, just keep in mind the Deathmatch does give you slightly more crit rate. Alright, so right now, if I use the Primordial Jade Winged Spear, this is my stats right here. 40%, 158 crit damage, and you can see my attack 896 plus 1006, 1902, right? But if I swap to a Deathmatch, my base attack definitely dropped a little bit, right? And also my crit rate increased. I mean, not by a lot, but still a decent chunk right there. And crit damage stays the same, of course, because I'm using the same artifact. So let's show you guys my artifact build on Zhongli, in case you guys are curious. So this is what I have on the feather. I don't have the best. I would say my artifacts on Zhongli is not the best, alright? A lot of these have a lot of room of improvements. For example, this feather, okay, HP percent, flat defense, elemental mastery, yeah. So the flower is very good. This flower is probably the best one. Decent crit rate, crit damage, HP percent, attack percent. Okay. Now the sense is alright. I think it rolled a bit too much into the defense percent, which is a bit too much in my opinion. I would switch out to a HP percent sense in the future, but I don't have a good one yet, so this is going to be a placeholder for a while. So Joe damage bonus right here. And circular, I went for crit damage percent. So this is very bad substats right here. You roll a lot into the flat defense, like 3 to 4 times. Okay, so let's jump into some Xiao comparison, shall we? Okay, so we are now going to equip Xiao with a Deathmatch first, and we'll see how much does this do. Alright, hopefully we'll be able to get some crits. I'll try to get the E damage for the elemental skill and both elemental bursts. Alright, so elemental skill 15,000, 16,000. Alright, elemental burst, I'm gonna do it after this.
Evil conquering. Here. Worthless.
21,000, 21,000, 22,000. Alright. Alright, I don't want to kill that guy, so we're gonna take like 22,000 as the damage with Deathmatch. Gonna go recharge the ult. Okay, so Primordial Jade Winged Spear, how much will we deal with this weapon? So we're gonna test our elemental skill first, and then elemental burst later. 16790. That did not crit right there. Alright, so let's test a plunge. 24, 25. Okay, and the last try, we're gonna try to max stack this ability. Alright, so as you can see, I need to hit 7 times and hopefully get this damage dealt increased by 12%. It's going to be hard, but I'll try my best and see if we can try to go for that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Don't get hit. Okay, now I have the maximum. So as you can see, we did 19k right there. I will just take the highest number that I saw, which is 28,000. I'm going to assume that is from the max stack. I'm not sure if I did that correctly. It's quite hard to show the max stack, but obviously for Xiao, it makes a lot of sense for Xiao to be able to always have the max stack of this ability, because he's the main DPS, right? Unless you use Xiao as a support where you just swap him to use his E occasionally, but in most cases, this will always be active, I think, if you just hit enemies from time to time. So yeah, overall I would say the damage difference for Xiao is not as huge as Zhongli's in my opinion, but of course, because Zhongli deal an insane amount of burst damage, where Xiao deals slightly smaller damage but at a faster pace, right? So overall, I think, you know, in the long battle, Xiao is definitely going to have the damage difference scale higher than Zhongli's one. As you can see in this particular battle right here, the elemental skill, difference is about 2 to 3,000 at most, so it's not that big of a difference. But when it comes to plunge attack, the difference is definitely higher. So yeah, overall, let me know what you guys think of the Deathmatch versus the Primordial Jade Winged Spear on either Xiao or Zhongli. Does the damage test comparison right here clear things up for you guys? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys think that the Deathmatch is worth picking up as well, based on what you have seen in this video? As always, if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to the channel, give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.